Okay, folks, buckle up. Yeah. I love, I mean, just love the truth. I love truth. I love Jesus Christ is the truth. The more truth you have, the closer you are. Jesus said in the Bible, it says, you need not that anyone teach you what is true, for the Spirit himself will teach you all things. His teaching is true and contains no lie. Let me show you how powerful the Spirit of truth is. Okay? There's so much going on in the world right now. It doesn't take anyone with any cognitive reasoning skills to know that everything's going south very quickly. I mean, Hillary, I'm sorry, she's a sociopath, psychopath, a serial killer. Her husband's a serial rapist. Obama's a psychopath. They're all, none of them know how to tell the truth, to save their lives. And they're leading everybody down this path of imminent destruction. It's just a fact. Putin is like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with the American public? They're asleep. They don't even realize the kind of danger they're in. And it's true, because this country was slated as a sacrifice. This has been planned out for the longest time. So what I want to do on this video is I want to show you something that popped up today. I've been very, 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 very busy working, trying to, keep everything going. And I came in and I watched a YouTube video or two, and I popped on, a Paul Begley video. I really don't watch Paul Begley that much, but I just popped it on, and as soon as he started talking, I put a couple things together. So, I didn't really watch much of his video, all of it, but all of a sudden I just went, oh my gosh, he has no clue. But the Lord used, this little snippet from his video to help me be able to explain to people, watch what's about to happen. It all makes perfect sense. We're going to look at this. This will probably be a 30-minute, maybe a 40-minute video. I will try not to go over old stuff, but the problem is, some people are very selfish that come to these videos. They're like, yeah, we've already seen that. It's like, well, did you think about all the other people that come and haven't seen it? So when you're sitting in the seat that I'm sitting in, you have to take it kind of like a professor would take it, that he's teaching people that may not have seen the last 10 chapters. And so you always have to go over a little bit of the bullet points of what previously came by in order to understand what's being delivered right now. Otherwise, I could show you just the new stuff, and only the people that have been attending class regularly will understand what I'm talking about. Everybody else will be going like, what is he talking about? So I'm here for everybody, not just, the people that write these selfish comments about, I've already seen this. Don't watch, leave, okay? Because it's so self-centered and narcissistic. I mean, if you're here to learn, stay. If you're here just to feed yourself and you don't care about anyone, leave. Because you're probably not one of the ones that's leaving here anyway. I mean, if that's your attitude. We're supposed to be here to help others, to serve others. The greatest is the servant of all, not the one that takes everything they can get without doing anything for anyone else. That being said, excuse me. All right, sit tight, go get a cup of coffee, go get a glass of water. I'm going to get one. And we'll start this vid. All right, so here we go. Now, like I said, there's going to be all kinds of stuff in this video that you haven't seen, even if you've been at this channel for the last 3 or 4 years. What you're going to see some stuff you've never seen. You're going to see more confirmations of everything I've been showing you. And by this time, it should be so painfully obvious what's going on. It's about what? Another race of beings taking over another race of beings. That's what this is all about. And the human body is a host body that is the battleground for that takeover. Okay? Now, The Bible is absolutely true. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus. A lot of people don't like the word using the name Jesus. They think it's a paganized version. It really doesn't matter. You either know him or you don't. But Yeshua, okay, he is the only way to the Father. There is no other way. He is the Lord God come in the flesh. That is his identity. He is the Spirit of the invisible God incarnated into a body born of the Virgin in order to die in the flesh, to take on the sins that were committed in the flesh, which is the host body, which is the battleground. Okay, now that I've laid that out there, who liked the movie The X-Files? I thought it was pretty good. Saw it a long time ago. This is called XF3 Army, the Secret Government. I still remember this from that movie, and listen very closely. I'm going to turn the volume up as loud as I can. If for some reason it doesn't work, just go to this link right here. Okay, just look, you can pause my video and this blue link right here, YouTube, utu.be/4JOFR10 lowercase b 35 lowercase us. Go there and you can watch the video and listen to it. But I'm going to turn this volume up all the way. I'm going to turn my computer volume up all the way. And I want y'all to listen to what is said here. And I want to show you something. Okay, y'all ready? Let's do this. Let's do it, okay?
Because I know too much about the truth. According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is? FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, the secret government. We're going to find out along with the rest of the country when it's too late.
Okay, now let's listen to that one more time, and I'm going to stop it at certain points. Just listen very carefully.
Because I know too much about the truth. According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is?
Okay, he's talking, this is X-Files. I know it's just a movie, but pay attention. Do you know what the real power is? He's like, do you know what the real power is? And this is about an alien takeover of the world is what it's really about. Now listen.
FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency.
So FEMA will take control if there is a declaration of a national emergency. Huh. You mean like Russia and what's going on in Syria, and that Russia is telling their population to prepare for nuclear war, and with like the Clinton ridiculousness. I mean, those people are psychopaths. Or maybe even some kind of a false flag, but pay attention. FEMA will take over in the case of a national emergency. Now, listen very closely now.
Think about that. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
The president will declare a state of emergency, and all federal government will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Association. Okay. Now, I know that was the X-Files. Let's look at something just the Lord put on my mind today. I typed in to a Google search. I'll show you. Let me show you what I typed in. Let's see. FEMA executive orders. Okay, that's what I typed in. The very first thing that came up was this, and I'll click on it. And so let's look at this. And you know, you can go look at this, forbiddenknowledge.com /hard truth /FEMA _executive _orders.htm. Okay, there it is. Some people have referred to it, FEMA, as the secret government of the United States. It is not an elected body. It does not involve itself in public disclosures, and it even has a quasi-secret budget in billions of dollars. This government organization has more power than the President of the United States or Congress. It has the power to suspend laws, to move entire populations, to arrest and detain citizens without a warrant and hold them without trial. It can seize property, food supplies, transportation systems, and can suspend the Constitution. Not only is it the most powerful entity in the United States, but it was not even created under constitutional law by the Congress. It was a product of executive order. Surprise. No, it is not the U.S. military nor the Central Intelligence Agency. They are subject to Congress. The organization is called FEMA, which stands for Federal Emergency Management Agency. Originally conceived in the Richard Nixon administration, it was refined by Jimmy Carter and given teeth in the Ronald Reagan and George Bush administrations. The most powerful organization in the United States. Okay, let me read to you a few things about it, what it can do. Here the executive orders are, I won't read the numbers. It allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Allows government to seize and control the communication and the media. Allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum fuels, and minerals. Allows the government to take over food resources and farms. Allows the government to mobilize civilians into work brigades, all under government supervision. Can you say slaves? Allows the government to take over all health, all education, and all welfare functions. Designates the Postmaster General to operate national registration of all persons. Allows the government to take over all airports, aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and on and on and on and on it goes. I remember when FEMA showed up after Hurricane Andrew and started taking people's guns. They're like, what the hell? You can't take our guns. People had their guns to protect their property because, people could come loot. And they were going door to door. Even, I remember watching videos of them beating up an old lady. I remember watching it. So, this is actually executive orders that you're looking at right there on that screen. That's what you're looking at. These are their powers. They are more powerful than anything we have in the United States. Let's listen to this one more time. Then I want to show you something.
Because I know too much about the truth. According to the newspaper, FEMA was called out to manage an outbreak. Are you familiar with what the Federal Emergency Management Agency's real power is? FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Okay, there we go. Well, let me show you a little something. Here's a FEMA map. There you go. These are the FEMA camps that are in the United States. Just have a look. Look at all the FEMA camps. Wow. Okay, well, so now, that's interesting stuff and all, X-Files, wow. Wow, we actually looked at actual executive orders. Look at all those executive orders. I mean, you can go read all of this stuff on your own. I mean, but there the executive orders are that FEMA can implement at the stroke of a pen. Remember Obama said, "I have my pen"? Remember when he did that little smart-ass, arrogant, "I have my pen" comment he made? I do. Because that's all he's got to do. He's the guy. Now, there's the FEMA map. All the alleged prison camps. So now I want to tie some things together for you. Okay, my son has skateboards, and being a dad, I bought him some skateboards. And you get them at a place called Zoomies, and when you buy some at Zoomies, you pay and they get your email address. Well, you get emails from Zoomies because they're always trying to sell you stuff. So every now and then I just click on to see what the new trending stuff is for kids. Let me show you a couple t-shirts. Okay, so here's this girl wearing a t-shirt and it looks like a cat's in her pocket. See? And remember, I keep showing you the whole thing's about what? Another race of beings taking over another race of beings, using the human body as a host body. Okay, and the ones that they're taking over and killing are these sheep. They're killing sheep, and the sheep have their tongues sticking out. And they're the goats. There's the sheep and the goats. There's the wheat and the weeds. There's the seed of the serpent, seed of the woman. And it's all being done inside a host body, which is us. Well, you see this girl right here, and she's wearing this shirt with a cat coming out of her pocket. Well, if you pull the pocket down, the cat's giving you the double bird, okay? Well, this is a great example because this is called Rip and Dip. This is one of the clothing lines called Rip and Dip. And that is a perfect example because, see, the cat looks like it's smiling at you. But the truth is the cat's really giving you the double bird. You're probably going, what does this have to do with anything? Just sit tight. Okay, well, the same company that makes, that shirt, now they've changed the pockets. I've seen this older design. Here's the new design. They turn the pocket upside down. Whenever anything's upside down, it gets my attention. And look, now the pocket's upside down. The cat's falling out, shooting you the double bird. Now, Isaiah 29:15 says, those who try to hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. So the enemy turns everything upside down. I'll give you the King James Version. Woe unto them who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord. They do their works in darkness, and they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. That means if you turn things upside down, that's you're regarded as belonging to God. God's the potter, we're the clay. And to know the truth, you got to turn everything upside down or you don't know the truth. So now, here's that same cat. The pocket's been turned upside down. You're probably still going, what does this have to do with FEMA? Don't worry, I'm getting there. Let's look at a couple more t-shirts. Okay, well, there's a white and black cat, yin yang. But let's start looking at these. Okay, let's have a look at this. You see the alien sticking his tongue out? Against whom do you sport yourself? Who are you making fun of and sticking out your tongue? Are you not children of transgression? A seed of falsehood. Against whom are you making fun of and sticking out your tongue? Are you not the seed of falsehood, children of transgression, the seed of falsehood? So those people that stick out their tongues at you and that think it's cool or something, like Barack Hussein on the Antichrist Obama, telling you to get health care in this commercial right here, where he stuck his tongue out and pointed his finger, which is exactly what Alex did to me at Starbucks. And he drew a picture of a dead sheep. He drew a picture of me and put an image of a dead sheep on it. See Obama sticking the tongue out right there? Does that remind you of anything else maybe that I'm showing you? Let's see, Obama. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, make my point. Okay. Now, oh, by the way, that's in the Bible. People that stick their tongues out and wink their eye, they are the seed of transgression. I love you in Christ, don't care what anybody says. That's a fact. People that wink their eye and stick out their tongues, they are the seed of transgression. I'll prove it. It says it right there in the Bible, see? And winking the eye, Psalm 35:19. Neither let them who hated me without cause wink the eye. That's it. That's what they do. So anyway, so now let's go back here and look for a second. Now, the reason they stick their tongues out at you is because they're that alien race that turns everything upside down. Let me prove it. Okay, this is a hieroglyph from this is from April 2001 out of you know what? I'm just going to prove it. Let's just hang out. I'm just going to prove it. Okay? Because I want you guys to know this is a fact. Everything I do, I will prove it. Okay, here we go. We'll do a Google search. Okay, so here we go. National Geographic, all right. April 2001. Pharaohs of the Sun, there it is. Let's do images. There it is. See this National Geographic right here? Inside that National Geographic is a hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. That's the one the Lord told me to open it up and he would show me the mystery of all mysteries. This one right here. So if you open that up, you'll find a hieroglyph in it. And in that hieroglyph, I'm going to close that out now. In that hieroglyph, you'll find this image of Nefertiti. If you turn that image of Nefertiti upside down, like Isaiah said in Isaiah 29:15, those who try and hide their plans turn everything upside down. If you turn it upside down, it becomes what? Oh my gosh, a sheep. Look, see the sheep with its tongue sticking out? Here's the sheep's eye. The teardrop coming out of the eye. The ear right here at the top of the head. To the nose, tongue sticking out under the neck. Okay, that's why that alien race sticks their tongue out at you. That's why rip and dip. That's why rip and dip. It's an alien sticking his tongue out. That's why the cat that's shooting the bird at you if you pull the top pocket down. Because, you know, you can't see how bad they really hate you because of the skin. And this cat sitting there behind, is it a leaf or is it a vagina? What is it? Is it a leaf or is it a vagina? I'll let you decide. Did you see the Olympic ceremony with the giant Olympic vagina. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, so now I've shown you some pictures. Well, do y'all remember I told you the beginning of all of this, everything that happened? I did the video, and it's called The Snare from the very beginning. I showed you the intersection of the very first two cells, which are circles. 23 chromosomes for the female, 23 for the serpent, and where they formed, where those two circles intersect, it makes the Venn diagram, which is the all-seeing eye right there. Okay, you see that all-seeing eye right there? Well, I was in the store the other day, and this lady offered me some beer, and I don't drink, and I said, well, thank you, no. But I took notice of the beer. It was called Original Sin. Let me show you something. I thought it was absolutely fascinating. Oh, wow, look there. Just like I was saying, look. You see the circle made with the point like for the devil's tail? And see the letter S, look, let's go there. And you see the intersection of the two circles? What's on here? Oh, it's a leaf because it's a plant. Like a tree or a plant. Wheat and weeds. So there's that original sin. I told you so. The intersection of the two circles, the Venn diagram. There it is. And I is in the middle of it, isn't it? Because I want this and I want that and I am wonderful and I am a narcissist and I am in a trap. That's where all that I crap comes from. Anyway, so now I wanted to show you Original Sin. Now I want to show you a t-shirt by Original Sin. I should have kept it small, but I'll make it big. Okay, so here it is. This is Original Sin Cider. EST in Eden, revived in New York, established in Eden, revived in New York City. You see this alien face? Well, look right here. Do you see two eyes like an alien? And it's made up of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You see right there. So it's really an alien right there on your chest. And it's Original Sin. There you go. Okay, now that I've shown you the X-Files, and I've shown you FEMA, and I've shown you aliens with their tongue sticking out, Obama with his tongue sticking out, this guy wants to start World War III because then he can do this.
FEMA allows the White House to suspend constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, the secret government. We're going to find out along with the rest of the country when it's too late.
How about that? Now, let's get into the meat of the subject. Okay, so when you turn an image of the Virgin upside down, because the Original Sin, remember the Original Sin image I showed you? What was it? It was, well, here's another good image that kind of spells it out for you. There you go. Here's the devil, and here's the girl taking off her clothes. The Original Sin. See it? Look how they made this beautiful apple. Carved out as a cage. See? Wonderful. That's wonderful. You guys are wonderful. It's just like, you can't make this stuff up. You couldn't even think it up. So, now, remember, that was, I just showed you like a representation of the garden. The devil, you know, getting busy with Eve. And now let me show you an image of the virgin, because Eve was a virgin until the serpent had intercourse with her. So here's the virgin. There's the virgin. See the virgin right here? Let's turn the virgin upside down. Oh, wow. Look at the dead sheep. Okay, and for those people that say, I've seen this before, if you don't want to see it, leave. Okay, if you don't want to help others, leave. Okay, so anyway, so here's a dead sheep. Here's the top of the sheep's head. Here's the ear going out. There's the black hair in the ear. Coming down the face, there's an eye there. Coming down to the cheeks, nostril there, lip there, line in the lip there, and the red tongue sticking out. Does that remind you of anything? A sheep with its tongue sticking out, the virgin. So does that remind you of anyone that told you you had to get his ridiculous health care that's destroyed the country? Yeah, that guy right there. Yeah. So he's manifesting what the Bible says is the seed of falsehood. Obama is manifesting what the Bible itself says. Are you not a seed of falsehood by sticking out your tongue? Are you not the seed of falsehood? What is the seed of falsehood? Well, once again, let's just make sure everybody understands that's the seed of falsehood. Right there. Okay, the serpent. There you go. Okay, so anyway, now let's get down to this part. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures of a big serpent wearing a crown on its head. Let me show it to you. Okay, there's a serpent wearing a crown. It's in the shape. It's a building that's made in the shape of a serpent wearing a crown. So here's the serpent's eye right here. There's his eye right here, and there's the mouth. See right there? And on the sidewalk down here, if you go to Google Earth and you type in St. Peter's Basilica, you will see right here is a sidewalk that comes out that splits just like a forked tongue. Isn't that convenient? Well, this is also a big upside down cross. This is the Vatican we're looking at. Well, the Vatican is actually built in the shape of a giant serpent. Let's just call it an alien. Okay, because they worship the serpent, which is alien. Okay, now, you see that window right there where the serpent's tongue comes out right there? Right there, okay? Let me go ahead and back out and show you another image. This is my spiritual gift that God gave me to share with everybody. It's the gift of knowledge, the gift of discernment. Okay, now, here's the big Vatican that's really a big upside down cross. And this is a big keyhole right here. But the serpent is pregnant. See the big serpent? Serpent wearing a crown. The word basilica, St. Peter's Basilica. Basilica means royal abode, royal palace of the basilisk. And a basilisk is a legendary serpent that kills with its breath or with its look. Okay, so here's a big serpent wearing a crown. And we're going to go look at that big mouth right there. You see the mouth? Where the tongue sticks out. We're going to see what is that window on the inside of the Vatican. So we're going to walk in this door of the Vatican right here. Let me show you. So there it is. Okay, now we've turned everything the opposite direction. This is a big upside down keyhole. See it? There's a big penis of Osiris right in the middle of it. Okay, and here is an upside down cross, which always represents the Church of Satan, because just like Peter was crucified upside down, because, you know, all humans are satanic until you get saved. And then the Catholic Church built a big church called St. Peter's Basilica. And oddly enough, they built it in the shape of a big keyhole. Look, oh my gosh. And then they built an upside down cross, which turns into a serpent. Oh, look, you can see the sidewalk. You see right there? See the sidewalk right there? And it splits into a split tongue? Told you so. I'm not making this stuff up. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop in right here, and this is in one of my DVDs called The Final Case Against Lucifer. But let's drop in here and have a look, and I'll turn the volume down when it gets too loud, because there's going to be all this chanting. Yikes. Okay, hopefully that's down. Now let's approach the altar. Look, oh my gosh. Look at the big dead sheep with its tongue sticking out. Eye, nostril, nostril, teeth, tongue sticking out. Well, that's as close as we can go right there. We can't go any closer. So let's go ahead and back out and let's go through number one. See, look, see, here's the window where the tongue sticks out. So let's drop in right here at number 1. Oh my gosh, look at the giant dead sheep with its tongue sticking out. Does that remind you of anything? Does that remind you of something? A sheep with, oh, aliens making fun of the sheep because they're killing all the sheep, because they're in host bodies and they look human, because there's not just one thing in a host body, there's a good you and there's a bad you. And you're looking at the bad you, and the bad you is making fun of the good you by sticking its tongue out, mocking you. Let's see. Does that remind you of someone else? Oh, like Barack Obama, who told everybody to get health care, who's trying to start World War III right now. Or does it remind you, oh, or like Nefertiti, a hieroglyph that just happens to be 1,300 years before Christ. It just happens to have the same agenda as an image of the Virgin. When you turn it upside down, wow, it becomes a dead sheep also. Probably just some insane one in a gazillion coincidences. Probably nothing really, I don't, yeah. Well, let me show you another picture because it's just kind of cool. Apple decided that they were going to look. They were going to take this apple. This is a new apple, they got to come up with new advertising for apples because people like to use apples as a sign of the Garden of Eden and a bite taken out of the apple to represent the fall of humanity. So they have 1 plus 1, and one's facing that way and one's facing that way. This one plus this one equals this one. Well, let's look in the negative space right here in between the apples. You see the eye and the eye? Well, let's just have a little bit of a closer look. Did anybody see Independence Day, where there are these big nasty aliens that come to take over the whole planet? Well, let me show you. Here's an image of that nasty alien right here. And I just want to draw your attention to his eye here and here, and the shape of his head and his shoulders right here. See right there? And let me just slide that right over. Oh my. Wow. Wow. What a wow. Probably just a coincidence. Here's a police car from Austin, Texas. And we can look at the door, and I can show you what the central processing unit looks like on an alien. Oh, wow. What's he doing with an alien on his door? Look at that. See the eye right there in white, and the other one right there, and the mouth right there? And then there's a little like peak right here sending out all these radio waves. It's probably nothing. It's probably just, probably just happened like that, accidentally or something. Yeah. Yeah. The Grateful Dead. Anyway, going back to what I was saying about this whole thing, the largest altar in the world happens to be an image of a big dead sheep. There it is. See the big sheep? Well, and all the hair on the top of the head of the sheep that goes around this window, that's really the mouth of the serpent. And all these angels are being sucked into it because they're dead. They're dead. These are the dead sheep. And who are the dead sheep? What's their identity? Well, those are God's angels, God's children, because Satan and his demons use them for food. That's why sheep have their tongues sticking out, like this one right here, this big giant altar in the Vatican. And so now we know that all this stuff that's going on in the World War III that's coming up, which I guarantee is about to happen, is all contrived in the bombings of the Twin Towers on our money that represented the twin DNAs, Sea of the Serpent, Sea of the Woman. They destroyed them, and in their place they put the One World Freedom Tower to represent their new race of beings, their new host body. But first, you got to kill everybody else to start your whole new thing, so the phoenix can rise from the ashes. There you go. And so, FEMA, no reason to look over there, folks. Nothing going on over there except all these executive orders that can do anything they want and throw everybody in whatever prison they want without charging you with anything. So, just saying, you know. Did I make my point? Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Oh, I hope that annoying music wasn't going the whole time. I really hope that annoying music wasn't going the whole time. If it was, I'm sorry. I'm still going to leave the video up. You'll have to deal with it. Just, that's so annoying. It's stupid. It's stupid. Well, we'll see what happened. Maybe it did. Anyway, hopefully I made my point and, you know, everybody gets this.
And constitutional government upon declaration of a national emergency. Think about that. They've been working on this for 50 years. While the rest of the world have been fighting crooks and commies, these men have been secretly negotiating a planned Armageddon. The timetable has been set. It'll happen on a holiday when people are away from their homes. The president will declare a state of emergency, at which time all government, all federal agencies will come under the power of the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, the secret government. We're going to find out along with the rest of the country when it's too late.
So anyway, it's about one race of beings taking over another race of beings and using them as food. Don't be food. Accept Jesus Christ, the real Jesus Christ. Get turned upside down so you can see the truth and go home with the rest of us. The Church of Philadelphia.